Good evening, and thank you for joining us for this Facebook Live question and answer with Ball State President Mearns. I'm Hunter Petroviak, a 2014 graduate of Ball State and currently a reporter for Star City News over in Lafayette, Indiana. Again, thank you for joining us. We're here to kind of get to know President Mearns, introduce him to our larger alumni audience. We've got a lot of questions to go through. We're also going to talk about the brand here that was just introduced. So we're going to talk about lots of stuff over this Facebook Live Q&A.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I guess without further ado, let me introduce you to Ball State President Jeff Mearns, 17th president here at Ball State University.
Thanks, Hunter. Good to be with you this evening.
And thanks for having me as well. It's always good to be back home here at Ball State and getting ready to take the
to win a big football game.
Absolutely,
right.
Absolutely. Again, this is hosted by the Ball State Young Alumni Council here, this Q&A. Some of the things that we're going to talk about again are the brand, those questions that we mentioned. But one thing that we do want you to do at home if you're watching right now, or to ask some questions live, put them in the comments there, and we're going to get to an alumni Q&A portion of this. And we might even ask or read some of your questions live here. Some of them were pre-submitted, but we're going to take some of those questions live. So comment away and ask those questions. It's going to be about a 20-minute show here, so don't go away and don't miss anything. Do you have any introduction that you want to say to the people out there?
No, I'm ready to go. I'm looking forward to your questions and looking forward to engaging with our audience who's watching us tonight.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we're going to start with some questions to kind of get to know you better.
Okay.
The first one that I have for you tonight is, what brought you into higher education in the first place? Your background didn't necessarily start there, so why higher education?
Well, so I actually practiced law for more than 15 years before I got into higher education. I actually was a trial lawyer with the United States Department of Justice, and then was in private practice in Cleveland, and then was given an opportunity to apply to be the dean of the law school at Cleveland State, which is where I was living with my wife and my kids at the time. And when that opportunity came, I took it, and I took it because of my passion, my belief in the power, the transformative power of higher education. My father was the first in our family on either side to go to college. That opportunity changed his life, it transformed his life, and it transformed and changed the trajectory of our whole family. So when I had an opportunity to get involved in higher education, recognizing that I would have the ability to participate in an activity, in an enterprise that changed other people's lives, that was extraordinarily attractive to me, and I've been fortunate to be in higher ed now for a little more than 12 years.
Awesome, awesome. Now, so obviously through that 12 years, you've been a couple stops, but now you're here at the great Ball State University. So what kind of drew you to Ball State, or how'd you even hear about it, or what made you apply or put your name in the running for this?
Well, so I was contacted by the search firm that was assisting the university and the board in finding the 17th president. I had been at Cleveland State as the dean of law school and the provost there, and I was in my 5th year as the president of Northern Kentucky University, 2 fine institutions that I was proud to serve. But really what attracted me to Ball State, really kind of two real features. One was, as you know, next year we're going to celebrate our centennial, and for nearly 100 years this institution has a tradition of excellence all across its academic programs. Certainly founded as a teacher's college, but now a comprehensive research university with excellent academic programs all across the institution. So that was one thing, the tradition of excellence. The second thing that was distinctive and particularly attractive to me was Ball State is a public university that proudly proclaims its commitment to enduring values. And I know we're going to talk a little bit later about beneficence, which is part of our new enhanced branding. But really those enduring values, the commitment to excellence, commitment to integrity, social responsibility, gratitude, those are the kinds of values that were instilled in me by my parents. Those are the kind of values that Jennifer and I want to instill in our 5 children. And so to be a part of a university, particularly a public university, that speaks proudly about those values, that was pretty special to me.
Awesome, awesome. I agree with those values. I mean, it's a great school and they truly live it. And one of those things that's kind of transformed is you guys have 10 days ago brought out a new branding. You're wearing some of it. Some of it's here on the table. Some of it's here in the background with our young alumni. So what kind of led to its creation with the new branding and the logo and everything?
Well, so the research that led to this campaign was actually underway when I arrived in May. And one of the things that I observed, and I think an observation that others shared is, for the last 2 or 3 years, we really haven't been as visible and vocal as we should be. And as I've said before, we admire humility in a person, but being too modest as a university and not telling your story is not necessarily an asset. So we set out to be more visible and vocal, and really set out to tell the story of the university and the stories of its people, our faculty, our staff, our 22,000 students, and our nearly 190,000 alumni. We want to tell those stories with the passion that they deserve. So while it's about a tagline and while it's about an image, it really is about using those as a vehicle to tell those stories with passion.
Awesome. Now, obviously a lot's changed when you just look, even the back of our cards have changed. You can just visibly tell. So walk me through and walk us, the friends here at home, walk us through kind of some of those changes that people can see and those taglines.
Well,
and all that stuff.
I'll get to the tagline. It really has two elements. One is, this symbol. And this is certainly an iconic symbol, the iconic statue of beneficence, which everyone associated with Ball State identifies with. And it really is the symbol of those enduring values that I spoke about just a moment ago. And so really what we really did with beneficence is really just make her more prominent. It's a way of communicating our commitment to those enduring values. We made just one minor change, but a change that I think is significant. We extended her right hand, which is that hand has always been extended as a sign of welcoming to new students, to the community. But as you may know, we're also enhancing our commitment to the external community as part of our Centennial Strategic Plan. And so we wanted visually to extend her hand out more fully to communicate that commitment to our friends and our neighbors. But the tagline, "We Fly," was our effort to do a couple things. One is it's distinctive, it's memorable, it's simple. When you see billboards and t-shirts, in the next few weeks, everyone all across this state and pretty soon all across the country, when they see that color, that symbol, and those two simple words, they're going to know that's Ball State. And that's what we wanted to communicate. But beyond that, it's aspirational. It's inspirational. This is an institution that has great potential, and we wanted to communicate that we're going to stretch this university as far as we can to achieve that potential. And it's also the ambition that we have for our students, that we will give you the skills, the knowledge, the values, the experiences, so that you can fly in your life after you leave our campus.
I love it. I love it. And I've actually seen one of the billboards. There's one coming up 69 before you get close. So.
The billboards are out. We transformed the southern facade of Teachers College into a 6-story billboard for the launch. So
yes, you did.
As I say, we're going to be visible and vocal, and we're going to tell the important story of this institution with pride.
And you kind of already mentioned it, that I'm sure it was a process. You came in on it, and I'm sure it wasn't just decided overnight. But did you have any alumni kind of giving their input? Because obviously some of us have gone through here, spent our time here. So did you talk to any alumni about it?
So there actually were 2 research phases. There was a research phase that was conducted in last spring, in the spring of 2017, and that was really to get some baseline data about people's perceptions of Ball State. So we asked current students, we asked faculty and staff, we asked the general public, we asked prospective students and their families, but we also asked our alumni, and we asked them in this survey lots of questions about their perceptions, both positive and maybe negative, about Ball State and about its future. Then when we took that research and turned it into some preliminary creative work that ultimately produced this tagline and this logo, we also did a second round of surveys, and those also included the alumni. We tested 4 different taglines and about 8 different versions of the logo. So we had lots of input, and we were really pleased that our alumni and so many other people who support Ball State participated in that research. So we believe that what we produced was the collective effort of the whole Ball State community, including our great alumni.
Awesome, and I've seen a lot of people talking about it online too. A lot of alumni. So a lot of them love the new logo, or the new logo, the tagline, what it means. So what can alumni do? Because we're not here anymore technically, but what can we do to help promote that even further?
So you can continue to spread the good word through the work that you do, and you can also, if you're interested in getting some of the gear, sweatshirts like this and T-shirts, we're starting to produce those. You can go online, I think, and purchase it. You can also go to our bookstore on campus. And one of the things that when we rolled this out a week ago, Monday, immediately saw students and faculty and staff putting on the T-shirts,
Nice.
putting on the polos, putting on the crew neck sweatshirts. And I think we might have one for you today, Hunter. I even brought you
awesome.
one. So I think that we're going to have you put that on for the remainder of the program. And while you're doing that, Hunter, we're going to go to a 30-second commercial that's just part of our ongoing marketing effort. So let's go to that commercial.
Awesome. Let's watch.
We are empowered to seek new insights. Unrestrained by convention, we reimagine the future. Spread our wings and fly. Lifted by knowledge, enabled across disciplines, we are inspired, engaged, and exhilarated, propelled to change the world. And with beneficence as our guide, we fly.
So in the first part of it, I talked about the transformative power of education. And look, just in 30 seconds, you transform. You look great. You're looking good.
I'm happy to support that. Like everybody back here, the young alumni back here. You can't see it on me, but it says we fly. Wave, guys.
And as they're looking out over that field, I hope they don't need to fly tonight.
And from what I understand, too, there's a lot more commercials and a longer branding, and those are going to be available in the comment section on this Facebook Live chat. So
yeah, you're going to be able to see on that comment section, you'll be able to see the whole 2-minute anthem, brand anthem, from which we derived the commercials. And stay tuned after the first of the year when you come to the airport in Indianapolis, you're going to see a really big banner promoting Ball State. So stay tuned. We're rolling it out big time after the first of the year.
Well, and don't go watching those commercials or anything just yet, because we're not done yet. We still have a lot to talk about. But if you're just joining us, we're talking more about the new brand, the new logo, the new tagline. But now we're going to kind of transition here and get into some of those questions from alumni. Again, if you have any questions you'd like to ask, please comment in this video below, and we might answer some of those questions right here. But let's go ahead and start with some questions that people submitted for about a month or so ago. They've been looked at, and some of the most important ones were tagged. So this first one comes from John Hill. Thank you, John, for your question. He's a 2005 graduate from Lexington, Kentucky. This was a combo question from Matt Snyder. He's a 2013 grad from right here in Muncie. So this question is, how do you plan to improve the town and gown relationship? Which I think is a really important aspect. You kind of touched on it a little bit, but how are we going to improve that?
Yeah, so one of the things I did is I was aware of the need for the university to engage more fully in the community with our friends and our neighbors. So in the fall, in September and October, I had 3 forums out in the community. They were organized around education, arts and culture, and economic development. Got a lot of input. They were, each one was about an hour, hour and a half long. We televised them, we broadcast them. Hundreds of people came to those forums, and we're now in the process of gathering that information, distilling that information, and sometime over the next month or two, I'm going to announce a couple of specific initiatives that we'll undertake in the coming days and months and years to bridge that gap. We want to support our friends and neighbors. Our future at Ball State is certainly linked to the future of Muncie and Delaware County. Also, as I've had an opportunity to say before, I believe we have a moral obligation to do it. This institution was founded 99 years ago by very generous people in the community. They have sustained and nurtured and made this an excellent institution. And I believe we have an obligation, as they face some significant challenges here in Muncie and Delaware County. I believe we as a university community have an obligation, a moral obligation to support them. So we're fully committed. And one of the things that was interesting to me when you read those questions is, this is not just coming from our faculty and staff. I'm hearing it from students, and you just said recent graduates. They want us to honor that commitment. And so
Absolutely.
I believe we're going to, that this is something that's consistent with a broad number of people associated with the university. And I'm excited about it, and I'm optimistic. I know we have some challenges, but we're going to overcome them by working together.
I grew up in Muncie too, so I would love to see that improve. I've watched it improve over the years, but there's always room for more improvement,
That's right.
All right, so our next question comes from Brian Merrill with the class of 95 from Michigan City, Indiana. Brian, thank you for your question. His question is, my daughter is contemplating a career in medicine. How will your new health professions facility make you more competitive among Indiana universities?
Okay, so I'll first talk about the health professions building. We're in the process of building that structure. what we're referring to as our East Quad. That is an area that used to be some apartments and some houses. It's east of the Honors House and south of Riverside, just kind of south east of Emmons Auditorium. That building is under construction and will open in 2019. It will give us an opportunity to expand a significant number of our health-related programs. So two things about just what's going to go on in the building that would be a benefit to a prospective student who's thinking about being a doctor or engaged in any other health profession. The future of healthcare is having healthcare professionals work as healthcare teams. So our philosophy is if that's how professionals are going to have to work, we want to train our students to work as interprofessional teams while they're studying as a student. So you'll see much more interdisciplinary work, interprofessional work, while students are on our campus. And then there's going to be a substantial commitment to simulation facilities. Also, as students make that transition during their training from education in the classrooms and the laboratories to going out into clinics, one of the ways to facilitate that transition is to have simulation facilities in this building. We have simulation facilities presently in our healthcare programs, but we're going to expand the size of those and the sophistication of those. The other thing I'd say to anybody who's thinking about wanting to become a doctor, there is a branch campus of the IU School of Medicine here in Muncie in connection with Ball Memorial Hospital. Those students are taught by Ball State faculty. And so you can come to Ball State to get your pre-med education as a bachelor's of arts, a BA or a BS, and then transition directly into that medical school and stay here the whole time and be trained right here in Muncie. And we hope you'll then be trained in Muncie, Delaware County, East Central Indiana, to serve the people of that region.
I mean, and who wouldn't want to learn in state-of-the-art facilities? I mean, that has to be a unique opportunity for a lot of students.
That's right, and you're also immediately adjacent to a great hospital, Ball Memorial.
Absolutely. All right, the next question comes from Sean Meyer with the class of '09 from Indianapolis. Sean, thank you for submitting your question. And this one I think is unique because you've only been here for a very short time, long enough to be comfortable, but still short. Sean wants to know, what do you want your legacy to be here?
Oh, yeah, so yesterday was my 6-month anniversary. So somebody the other night asked my wife about what I might do when I retire, and I was worried that people are asking about my legacy and my retirement. I'm only 6 months. I got a lot more to do. I guess what I would say about that is, I am very optimistic about the potential for this university. I'm optimistic for a number of reasons. I think notwithstanding the challenges that we face here at Ball State, the challenges that we face in higher education, this university, this institution has extraordinary opportunities. And so to me, when the time comes for me to retire, if I'm able to look back and realize that I played a small role in helping the people of this institution seize those opportunities, that we have together have fulfilled our great potential, that would be very gratifying and would make me very proud.
It's a lot to think about heading in, after you've only been here 6 months, but I guess you got to think about it sometime.
Yeah, I'm just hoping you're not asking me to sing the fight song tonight, and I'm still learning that.
Oh, that was my next question. Can you sing it?
Okay, move on.
I'm kidding. All right, well, that wraps up the alumni question portion. So thank you, everybody, for submitting those questions. We appreciate it. Great questions. But if you're just now joining us, we've asked some questions from alumni. We've talked about the brand. But now we're going to take a few minutes and ask some questions that the Young Alumni Council submitted. Okay. I mean, after all, they did put this event on, so I feel like it's fair if we ask them. They're alumni,
depending on those questions, we'll decide how often we do this again in the future, right?
And just remember, I did not submit these, so...
Okay, Hunter, you're safe.
Good. The first one is going to be really hard.
Okay.
Tell us a little more about your family.
So I'll go back and then I'll go forward.
Okay.
I'm one of 9 kids. Both of my parents were only children and they overcompensated. And so I have 7 sisters and 1 brother. I'm the 5th out of 9, so I grew up in a big family. My wife, Jennifer, was one of 8. So we love being around lots of people because that's the way we grew up.
Sure.
And then she and I are blessed to have 5 children. I have 4 girls and a boy. They range in age from 25 down to 19. Okay. And I'm very proud of all the things that they've done. And the thing that probably makes me the most proud and is the most gratifying is that they care about people. They're successful, they're smart, they're healthy, and those are all great things. But the most rewarding thing is, as I mentioned earlier, I feel that they have embraced the values that my parents taught me and that Jennifer's parents taught her. So they're good kids.
Awesome. And you went with the kind of the big family thing too, 5 kids. That's a lot.
Yeah,
for
when you come for
these
9,
days.
that's like just getting started if you're one of 9.
You still got 4 more to go.
Yeah, I think we might be done.
The next question that the Young Alumni Council asked is, who are you outside of your title? And I think that's unique because, I mean, you know, students, faculty, they see you as president of the university, but you're a person, you're a real person. So who are you outside of the title of president?
Well, one of the most gratifying parts of the job, one of the most fun parts of the job is getting out from my office and walking around campus and meeting with faculty and staff, engaging with students, engaging with our alumni. And so in those settings, I'm a genuine person. We talk about sports, we talk about music. They give me tips about where to get the best donuts in Muncie. I've had my first fried pork sandwich. The thing was so big, my wife and I had to split it. I think I had a cholesterol hangover for about 36 hours. Jennifer and I also have found one of our favorite places here in the area is the new Elm Street Brewery.
Oh, yeah.
So we're out in the community enjoying the wonderful assets that exist here, running on the Cardinal Greenway or the White River Greenway. And so this is a great community, and we feel fortunate to be a part of it, not just the university community, but the broader community.
So we know you like to go to Elm Street Brewery, and we know you like to run, but the next question is, what else do you do for fun when you're not doing presidential duties?
You mean this isn't fun for you,
Oh,
Hunter?
no, this is a blast. This is a blast.
This is great fun.
So what else do you
job
do?
is, yeah.
I know this is the most fun thing you do, but what's
So I
underneath
do
that?
watch sports. We do, probably the thing that we enjoy most as a family is we go to Maine every summer for 2 weeks. All our kids come, extended family. We've been going to the same place for about 23, 24 years. We love going up there. We rent a place on Mount Desert Island right by Acadia National Park. And so that's where we get to kind of unwind and regroup as a family, spend good time together, go hiking, go biking, eat a lot of chocolate chip ice cream. That's where I get recharged in that respect as well. So I think that kind of family time is special. And then we're heading up to Cleveland next week. Okay. I still have family and both one of my daughters as well as extended family and a lot of friends up there. So we're looking forward to that a very important holiday to be with family and friends.
Sure, so it sounds like travel is kind of one of your fun things when you're not spending time here at Great Ball State.
That's right. And I like to travel. Actually, I'm not a big fan of flying, but just as soon drive.
Oh. Well, you get to see more that way, I guess.
That's right.
Speaking of driving, the next question on here, have you got a parking ticket yet on campus?
Oh, well, I haven't gotten a parking ticket because my parking sticker is the number 1 and then the license plate. So I think all of the parking folks and the police officers know my car, so I don't think anyone's had the audacity yet to give me a ticket. I'm not sure I've actually deserved a ticket yet, but I should share maybe a funny anecdote. On my first day at work, on Monday, May 15th, I was getting unpacked, stayed in the office late, so I was there till about 7 or 7:15 and left the office to go out to my car. Pretty much everyone in the ad building was gone. Walked out to my car, and as I got to my car, I realized that I had locked both my car keys and my office keys in the office. Oh. So I got to meet the university police on my first day because I had to call them on my cell phone so they could let me back in the building. So
nice.
I try not to share that story, but I guess it's kind of out of the bag now.
We just shared it now on live Facebook.
Right.
So.
But I only did that once.
That's almost worse than a parking ticket, to be honest.
Just a little more embarrassing.
Oh, yeah. But I hear that as a challenge accepted to parking services, find President Mearns' car and give him a ticket, right?
Yeah.
That was the challenge?
No, please no.
All right. So they've prepared some lightning round questions.
Okay, I'm
for
ready.
us. Are
Okay.
you ready? And one of them
Great.
I already know the answer to.
Okay.
Ready? Cats or dogs?
We have a dog, but I'm not a big pet guy, but we have a dog. Katie's a good dog.
Okay. TV or book?
I don't have time to do a whole lot of TV watching. We'll occasionally watch news and sports, usually catch up, but if I'm actually able to relax, it's a book. Usually a detective novel.
TV news is important too, you know.
Yeah, try to stay up.
Morning or night?
I'm a morning person. I get up between 5 and 5:30 every morning, get out and walk, run. So I like getting up early.
Nice. This one I think I know the answer to.
Okay.
Chocolate chip ice cream or chocolate chip cookie?
You can't choose between the two. And in fact, I think as one of my daughters says, why not just put them together and make an ice cream sandwich out of 2 chocolate chip cookies with chocolate chip ice cream in between?
There you go.
Then you don't have to choose.
I like it. I like it a lot. And the last lightning round question is Benny or Charlie?
Boy, that depends upon the context. Certainly tonight it's going to be Charlie Cardinal, but again, with respect to our tagline
Sure.
and our principal image, it's all about It's all about Charlie. Charlie is my favorite.
We have an extra guest, guys.
How you doing,
tonight.
Charlie?
Charlie Cardinal.
Good to see you.
How's it going, Charlie? I want a high five too. There we go.
Chirp,
I
chirp.
like it.
Okay, so how'd we do?
We did good. We did good. I think Benny and Charlie both win tonight, like you said, because of Charlie Cardinal here at the field, but the new logo. Speaking of all of this stuff, we do have a giveaway promotion. That's one of my favorite things to do is give stuff away. So if you share this video, this Facebook Live video, once we're done here, you can win some We Fly swag. So you have to make sure that your post is public though, so that we can see it, and we'll notify the winner tomorrow. So share away as you obviously have enjoyed this video. I would say so, right?
Yeah. So should we do this again?
Should we do it again?
Okay, we'll do it again.
We'll do it again. So again, share that and you could win some of this awesome We Fly swag. So I want to thank you, President Mearns, for coming and taking some time out of your day and having me. And
Thank you, Hunter.
Oh, no problem. And just hosting this event the Young Alumni Council has put on today. So thanks for joining us, and go Cards, beat Buffalo.
Chirp, chirp, let's go.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.